Hello everyone, this is Priyadarshini Tiwari. Today I am here with you to discuss on the subject Code of Civil Procedure 1908. The topic for today's discussion is written statement. So in this lecture I will be dealing with the meaning of written statement and the rules related to written statement. The term written statement has nowhere defined under Code of Civil Procedure 1908. Provisions relating to pleading are given in Order 6, 7 and 8. Order 6 deals with the general rules with regard to pleading which are applicable on both the plaint as well as the written statement. Order 7 contains rules that apply to plaint only. As such, we can say that rules relating to plaint are contained in Order 6 and 7. Rule embodied in Order 8 apply to written statement only. That make provisions of both the Order 6 and 8 apply to written statement. Now we shall deal with the provision of Order 8, that is written statement. As we already know, the term written statement has nowhere defined under Code of Civil Procedure, but in its ordinary sense, a written statement means a reply to the plaint filed by plaintiff. As the pleading of the plaintiff is his plaint, so the pleading of the defendant is his written statement. A written statement is the pleading filed by the defendant in a suit stating his ground of defense. In written statement, defendant pleads his defense and he can also plead some new facts in the written statement. As we know, written statement is the reply of plaintiff's plaint. So, in written statement, the defendant asserts the reply of plaintiff claim in paragraph-wise manner. Now, rules related to written statement. Order 8, Rule 1 makes it obligatory on the defendant to submit his written statement within a period of 30 days from the date of the service of summons. But if the defendant fails to submit his written statement within the said period of 30 days, the period may be extended by the court, but it will not exceed 90 days counted from the date of the service of the summons. In other words, it can be said that the defendant failing to file the written statement within 30 days, though the period can be extended, but in no case it will exceed 90 days. The court has to record the reason in writing for exceeding the time. It should be remembered that the written statement of one defendant does not bind the others. Now, facts must be pleaded specifically. Order 8, Rule 2 provides that every new facts in the written statement should be pleaded specifically. The defendant must raise by his pleading such new facts or matters which show that the suit is not maintainable. Thus, for instance, the matter of limitation or jurisdiction must be raised, or that the transaction on which the suit is void or voidable in point of law for reasons such as fraud, misrepresentation, etc., or such facts need be pleaded as to show the illegality of the transaction. Hence, the defendant will not be entitled as of right to rely on any ground of defense which he has not taken in his written statement. The courts are bound to take notice of any ground of illegality appearing on facts in parties pleading or disclosed otherwise, though his opponent did not raise in his pleading. Now, the denial should be specific. Rule 3, Order 8 talks about that the denial must be specific. A defendant can either admit or deny the allegation made by the plaintiff. If he chooses to deny any such allegation, he must do so clearly and explicitly. The denial must be specific. It is not sufficient for a defendant in his written statement to deny generally the grounds alleged by the plaintiff, but he must deal specifically with the allegation of facts of which he does not admit the truth except damages. In other words, it can be said that the denial must be specific, explicit, and pointed. In the case of Sheikh Abdul Sattar versus Union of India, it was held that if an allegation in a plaint has not been dealt with specifically in the corresponding para of the written statement was dealt with in additional pleadings, the delegation in the plaint must be considered to have been denied. Now, the evasive denial. Rule 4, Order 8 talks about evasive denial. The denial should not be vague or evasive but must answer the point of substance. Thus, if it is alleged in the plaint that defendant received a certain sum of money, it shall not be sufficient for him to deny that he received that particular amount, but he must deny that he received that sum or any part thereof, or else set out how much he received. Thank you.